Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi and hello to my lovelies, my beauties, my royalty. Whew, take that deep breath. I might do this every episode or every episode that I remember, but just mental health wise, just like with everything going on out there politically, and then also a lot of these men who we need therapy included with our mental health or health insurance. We need we need healthcare for all, but with that healthcare, it's like we need to have more therapists, pay more therapists, give them like the thank you and the salary. Like we need everybody to have the salary that they deserve and need, especially therapists. They are needed, they are wanted. And especially these marriage counselors, our divorce rate, cuz some of these people cuz Lord knows I know I'm not perfect. So, and each relationship well, the main reasons the well, sometimes I wonder maybe I should go to a a relationship therapist and kind of describe what happened and where my faults were. Because that would be because I know with lock and key, part of me just feels like I should have just driven off. I should have not cared. Maybe it's because of the Christian like brainwashing, and also since everyone wasn't caring about me, I try to care about everybody, like to show the need of care. Like yeah, a lot of times I wonder why couldn't I drive away? Cuz I didn't want to date him. I wanted nothing to do with him. I couldn't like there were so many times where I'm just like, why am I with you? But then it's like, oh yeah, he said like every morning for those first 90 days, are you with me? If you're not with me, you know what I'm going to do to myself. And then he made a noose for himself. Yeah. And or he like if he was driving, if you're not my girlfriend, I'm gonna crash into a car and I'm gonna make sure they're yeah, dot dot dot. So there are so many things he did. But this is a medical nightmare episode. But yeah, lately I've just been wondering, why couldn't I drive away? Did I feel like I was driving away from parts of myself because like he thought so low of him and I thought so low of myself? So I'm wondering, is that the reason? Because everyone like thought I was a liar and a deceiver, but then turned out like it still took about 15, 17 years later, but I was right. I was telling the truth that entire time. And everyone was calling him a liar, but he was a liar. Like, and that was a funny thing. Everyone calls me a liar. Everyone calls like you you constantly like. I literally have to take my purse everywhere I go because you steal from my purse. When I say that I'm missing 5, 10, 20, there was a couple times like yeah, it's like half of my money would be gone out of there, and that's why I would either have to keep my money in like yeah other places or whatever. I would literally have to start hiding. So then because he would go straight to the wallet first, and I always knew because he didn't put things back the way I put things in a certain order. He never put them back. Like I knew. But yeah, I've been wondering that a lot lately. So I'll give updates because I think it might help other people. And that was since it was my past. Yeah. And I think it'll help me be able to grow more and understand that it's okay to be selfish sometimes because I think as again a combination of the church and everything, I always thought like I have to be kind, I have to be giving, I have to be this, I have to be that, I have to be a good Christian girl. It's like if I'm a good Christian girl, then my mother would finally love me. That was another thing. Yeah. I was trying to do anything and everything, trying to hope for, because my mom said, as long as you walk like that, no one's gonna love you, marry you, or, no one's gonna like you, love you, or marry you. So, yeah, yeah. And I guess I'm talking about this stuff because, like, I'm doing a lot of writing, doing a lot of writing, and with some of the characters and things and the plots, sometimes I have to dig deep on the pain, dig deep on certain emotions, and yeah, it's like that brought up, why could I not leave that fool? Like the taco part, like after the taco party, I was never gonna see him again, never. But then he, like, I didn't know he steals from people. I didn't know that I had to take my purse with me. And yeah, go back to the taco party. I talk about that a lot, so you'll find it. You'll find it. But now we're going to my medical nightmare, because since I felt like no one loved me, no one cared about me and things, then next thing I know, I have to have surgery, major surgery. And even after the surgery, I'm like, because at first, oh, you'll be walking and running around like no one else, and you'll be like this and this or whatever. None of that came true. And but then the doctors are like, oh, we're blaming you for this. No, you can walk right. No, there's no excuse. You have no excuse. Blah 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 blah. And so then finally, some doctors are like, you know what? Let's perform some tests, because yeah. And so after the surgery for about a year, yeah, I don't think it was a year and a half. It might have about a year and a half, I'll say. I was going through test after test after test. And but then at the same time they're like, oh, we want you, oh, but since it was right around COVID or whatever, I I I first I was going after the surgery, I had physical therapy, but then I had to stay home. So no physical therapy. But then I still tried to do some of the things they told me to do. But then I was still depressed and everything. So yeah, I kind of did, but I kind of didn't, because I was just like, all of these doctors are saying it's my fault. It's like, I guess my mom was right. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. So self esteem, everything's just going downhill. And then uh, I we were allowed to start going back to physical therapy. And there was this one, like, we went to a different location, and there was this guy, and he just acted like he knew everything. And he was like, oh yeah, you're gonna be walking and running in no time. And I mean, his ego was so, like, I mean, you would have thought he was Superman or whatever. And so, oh, and before I forget, don't forget about the Patreon. Check it out. And yeah, because I talk about dating nightmares and politics. I have River of Racism. I have screenshots you will never believe. And like, so many of these men just act like they could talk about women, tell certain things to women. Like, when men call me the N word, the B word, the C word, and everything like that, or they call me garbage because I'm on the left of politics. They say I'm no good, or I'm stupid or dumb, or the R word, because of my politics and things like that. I wrote a list of standards, and like, everybody should have a right to have a list of standards. And it's really funny how, since I have a list of standards, men write some of, especially, oh, the Hispanic men, really? Yeah, it's like, I saw a pattern with Hispanic men, because when they saw my list of standards, they would be like, well, you need to own a house, a condo, and 3 cars. It was always 3 cars. Always 3 cars. Like, okay, if you're Hispanic, can you let me know why that is? Okay, because yeah, I'm not being like, okay, because, oh man, it's like, because I tried to do keywords so that, like, if you wanted to see patterns with black men, you could, or with the white men, you could, but I don't know if I did Hispanic ones. Oh man, so I might, so well, over time, when I'm finally done getting all of these pictures off my phone, and now with the new ones, I will try to add Hispanic. But yeah, it's like, I just uploaded a couple days ago a couple of the Hispanic men, And it was just funny. Both of them were like, well, do you have 3 cars? Do you have a house? Do you have this? And it's just like, for one, that's not even on my list. And two, it's like, okay, I guess I need to be like Jay Leno. And I like, I mean, I guess you want me to have 3 cars. Like, okay. It's like, I have, like, whatever. But I'm like, if those are your standards, I don't meet them. So why are you writing me? Like, if you don't like my standards, you could just move on to the next woman. Why hate on me? Why degrade me? Why try to put me down? Or why like either laugh at my standards when I mean that's the type of man I want. If you are not that type of man, or if you don't want to be bothered being that type of man, or if you think that type of man is a joke, then you would hate me. Okay, so but yeah, check out Patreon. The river racism, yeah. The way they tore down on Haley Bailey, especially. Some are with Tinkerbell, some Kamala Harris. Yeah, I just uploaded a couple with the Kamala Harris ones. But yeah, I have a very, very large collection, and some of them are duplicates because I screenshot things twice. I'm so glad I did because sometimes people call me a liar. Sometimes, like, these are fake. These are like, no, they're all real. They are 100% real. I wish some of them weren't, especially when people are saying who would want to date an N word anyway, or who would want to date black trap. Like, yeah, when they say things like that, like, you really think I want to? No, no, no. And when black men try to write me saying, we know you don't have any of these standards, that's why we'd rather date white women anyway. Yeah, I just saw his picture again, like 2 days ago. Yeah, yeah. I don't remember any of their names. It's like most of them are not worth. Oh, but there is this one guy. He has like 4 or 5, maybe more profiles. Because each time I'm like, oh, that's this guy. Oh, that's a different profile name. Same picture, same guy, same wording. Because he calls me the B word. So many, like and that no one gives an F about politics. Oh, this was like 2 or 3 years ago. So part of me, I'm like, well, some of them are like he wrote me throughout 2 or 3 years. Yeah. I think it was like 2022 to 2024 or five. Yeah. Like each year he would at least write me 2 or 3 times. Some of them I didn't even screenshot because they were so horrible. But now I wish I did because I'm like, oh, I could have just put them on Patreon. So but if I put them if I tried to screenshot and put them on YouTube, it would just be a full like blur because of how horrible they were. But okay, yeah, just check it out. Okay, back to the medical nightmare. The medical nightmare. So I would start going to this guy, and he would be showing me different maneuvers to do, and I would try them. But yeah, I just had the surgery not too long ago. I'm still trying to learn how to do things again, and he wasn't patient with me. Why can't you do this? It's like, come on, it's easy. Come on, just do this. Oh, you're acting like you're weak. You're acting like you're this. You're doing this and you're doing like, and there was a part where I'm just like, okay, you're putting like some of the other patients were kind of looking and staring, and I there was one where they ended up like his physical therapist ended up like drawing his curtain because he saw that his patient was just looking at what was going on with me and this guy or whatever, and it was so uncomfortable. It like I mean, it's like I wasn't diagnosed yet, but I would try to tell him this is uncomfortable, and or can is there a way where you can show me some things to loosen this up, or and he was like, oh no, like I'm trying to show you how blah blah blah. Don't you want to walk again? Don't you want to walk without this? Don't you want to do this or that? And it's just like, Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you're the professional, but I'm asking questions because I want, like, because some of the things you're doing, it is painful. He didn't care. But he would keep telling me, "Oh, you need to add this to your this and do this," and I'm taking notes. And I got home, I looked it up, I ordered and bought the items he told me to get. But then I ordered them, so that means they have to be shipped to the house. So then the next visit, you still don't have them. You still don't. They're on the way to the house. They're gonna be delivered. You didn't get overnight. What? Okay, what? Excuse me. Like, wow, like, okay, like, if you want to order them for me and you want to order them overnight, but how are you going to tell me how to, like, boy, I wish I could. I wish I could have to, but then people are like, since I'm a black woman, so the next visit, I think they came, so he saw them and he was like, oh, you finally ordered and blah, 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 but now he was doing these new maneuvers with me. And with one of them, he was really impatient. Like, I'm trying to do it, but my leg is like, it's like my body wasn't cooperating. And it's like something, it did not feel right. And I'm telling him how it feels, but he's not listening. He refused to listen to me. And I kept telling him something just doesn't feel right. I was like, can we do something else? Or can you give me a minute? And he wouldn't listen to me. Next thing I know, he was like, "You've got to do like this." And he goes from behind and he literally grabs me really quickly in a sharp pain, just shoots up my leg. I'm in tears. It hurts so badly. But it reminds me of before my surgery, and I will never be able to describe the pain I was in. It was to a, like, the only way I could describe it is because my surgeon, during my surgery, like, to update my father and sister, told them she has no idea how I was able to walk on that leg. She has no idea how I was able to use that knee as long as I did. And she was just like, there's no way. There was no way. She does not see how I did it. Imagine the pain. You still never be able to imagine it. But when and my surgeon said that I'm in her top 10 of the most difficult surgeries, and top five, no, top 10, yeah. Well, I'll just say top five and top 10 of two different, like, things with most difficult surgeries. That's not what you want. Like, yeah, it's like, yeah, that's not the lottery I wanted to win. That's not the top 10 I would want to jump up and down for. But I'm telling him about the pain. I'm telling him that how bad it hurts. And he does it again. And this time I just burst out crying. And physical, like, two or three physical therapists undraw their drapes and they just stare and look. And one of them, I think he asked, "Are you okay?" And that's when the guy just kind of, he leaves me at the table. He was like, "Okay, I'll let you calm down." And he leaves the table. And I just remember I'm crying. And then he didn't even give me the Kleenex. Another physical therapist gives me a Kleenex, and she asked me if I'm okay. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. It's like, and she was like, no, you don't know. You don't need to know what's, like, if something doesn't feel right. And so my dad sees me when he picks me up and he was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I don't want to talk about it." I remember when we got home, I got into the room, I just started crying. I remember I put on Princess and the Frog. And then, yeah, it was like Disney and anime that entire night. And I think I put on Adult Swim. Because Hot Girl, I don't know, like, the jokes in that kind, like, I don't know, it's like, it's silly, but yeah, I needed animated, funny, and animated, just, I needed the colorful, I needed the plot, I needed the, like, yeah, yeah, I needed that. And oh no, but I did take a break, and Stephen Colbert, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, it was like, I think, no, the next day I think I watched a lot of Our Cartoon President. Yeah, I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss him a lot. He doesn't know how many people he's helped over the years through some of their most traumatic moments, and who he's put a smile on people during some of their most painful, sad times. So I wanted to mail him one of my candles, especially this one, or at least the first one. I have several that I'm going to be having, but the first one, yeah. It's like I'm going to see how I can still send him one. But okay. So that was a couple rough nights or whatever. But it's like I he didn't show up for work when or I think you had the day off, so then I had another person. It was a younger guy for the next time. But right after that session, I think it was later that night, or was the no, it was the next morning. My One of my previous doctors, a neurologist, a nightmare doctor, because like I was seeing, like I went and saw any and every type of doctor because I was like before my surgery, because I'm like something is wrong and all this other stuff, and this is the doctor that he maybe take every type of blood test, but then I didn't know that my health insurance sucked that badly. So yeah, yeah, mm, yeah, but anyway, so different doctors are guessing and giving me different tests, and I am taking some tests I've never heard of before. But then it's like I get the news. I get the news. And I remember bawling and crying. And I remember I called my sister, and my sister ran into the room. And I'm just in tears because I'm just like, I'm diagnosed. I know what I have. And I tell her, and then she calls my dad, and my dad comes up, and I cannot breathe. I am choking on my air. And so my sister tells him, and I am a complete mess for the rest of the night. And so a couple days later, I have another physical therapy appointment. And oh, no, no, no. Okay. Mm, a day before the physical therapy appointment, my sister calls because I told her how I'm not comfortable with that physical therapist because of the way he treated me. And she was going to call and like give the like, because at first I was gonna give the update, but my sister was like, after the way he treated you, so she offered, because I told her he's pretty mean. He's not like he is. So I remember when my sister called him, he tries cutting her off, and he was mean to her. So yeah, she's evident like she heard like he's mean, and so he was like, well, she has, like, he didn't say MS, but he started going off saying like different diagnoses, and no, he didn't say. He said another diagnosis or whatever, and my sister was like, she wasn't even diagnosed, so how are you gonna tell us what she's diagnosed with? And he was like, well, that's how she looks. What? That's not your job. You're a physical therapist. I was undiagnosed. I was undiagnosed to you. So how you're going to diagnose me with your guesses? It's like you're not going to call my surgeon or my doctor or anybody. You're just going off of what you think, your opinion. So next thing I know, my sister tells him my diagnosis. Mm. So either it was the next day or a couple days later, time for physical therapy. I am so nervous because I'm like, I have to deal with this awful man again. And I'm like, okay, how much longer do I have to deal with this? And my sister's like, you can change if you want, but I'm like, I was like, if I go to another new one, then they'll try to like, let's see where we could start. Let's see where. I'm tired of the introduction crap. It's just, I want to get better, Show me how to get better. It's like normally I'm like, if it's painful, pain is different than, like, there's different types of pain. I can deal with pain, but at the same time, like, the if you have no idea the shot, like, there is healing pain and there is just outright this shouldn't be pain. And he was doing outright shouldn't be pain. And I think I know for a fact that he knows this because when we walked in, next thing I know, I am no longer with any of these physical therapists. He sees me, he goes to his office and closes the door. I never got an apology from this man. And I am now in a totally new department because of my diagnosis. And this woman, when she looks at my chart and she sees what this other man was doing with me, she was just like, why in the world? And I'm like, yes, thank you. This is not good for you. Thank you. I was trying to communicate with him. He put me in pain. He put you in pain. What? And so I told her what happened. And so she said she would have a talk with their manager. I didn't take it much farther because part of me was just like, I'm already going through a lot and I already need to sue a lot of people. Maybe I should have sued him too because I literally communicated with him. I kept telling him, but he didn't listen. And the things that she was teaching me, she was showing me, and it's like some of the things that I was doing with her was I was like, this is perfect. This is great. Yes. I was like, can you be my forever physical therapist? Because it's like there was even one thing with the legs that when I was starting to do that, I felt like I was getting stronger. I felt like I was getting better. But then next thing you know, the very next week they're like, oh, we're going to change your location. We're going to give you to somebody. And this woman had no idea about my disability. She didn't know what to do with me. She didn't know what to do with me. She said she was going to be guessing. She's never heard, like, what? How? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Now you're going to give me with a guesser. It's like she's going to treat me like the Riddler. Like, what are you talking? Like, no. And so sometimes when they judge people with disabilities, you don't know what we go through. It's like some of us, we're trying to get better. We want to work. We want to live regular lives. And it's like some of us, we're living with pain. It's like we're trying to survive. We're trying to live comfortably, but we can't because we're surrounded by, like, just, I don't even know how to describe them. Just poorly educated fools. It's like, I feel like they need to learn about DEI. They need to learn about listening and communicating. They need to learn so much, but they don't. They don't. And it's horrifying. It's absolutely horrifying. And I should have been diagnosed, like, but no one would listen to me. And that's why I'm going to tell you so many stories about how doctors ignored me, how doctors excluded me, how doctors called me the liar, and why I ended up facing physical and mental ABUSC for years and decades. It's like I fought for myself, but I was the only one fighting for myself until I was at a point where I gave up. I gave up with dating. I gave up with work. I gave up with like, it's like I worked, but I settled with men. I settled with jobs. I settled with myself because everyone else gave up on me. Everyone else was like, you're not whatever. You're lying. Nothing's wrong with you. And thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman. I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too.